girls to pursue their dreams? Again, how would you use your influence to inspire young girls to pursue their dreams?
If I were to inspire a young women, the young women of Guimaras, these would be my exact words. To someone who wants to pursue the same path that I did, I want you to believe first in yourself, in your passion, and in what you can do. Always believe in the beauty of your dreams and never underestimate the power of practice. Believe in what's right, show your purpose, advocate for your passion, and always believe in the power of your mind, yourself, and the truth that you can offer to the world. Thank you so much.
Your preliminary question.
I'm so excited and ready to answer the question.
That is the energy, that's the enthusiasm that we want to see right here. So please, pick the name of the judge, and I'll read it out loud for you. So your question will be coming from Binibining Pilipinas International, Mirna Sierra.
Maayong gabi, Guimaras! Hello, candidate number 2. How are you feeling?
Hello ma'am, good evening. I feel grateful for being here tonight.
That's good. Here's your question. What do you think is the biggest problem that the youth is facing today? And tell us, what can you do about it?
As a youth, there are a lot of challenges that tested our resilience and values. And as a young person, I see that there are a lot of challenges that our youth is facing. One of the biggest is mental health. Some of us feel lost, sad, anxious, and we don't know where to get help. And sometimes we are pressuring ourselves to be perfect because of what we saw on social media. And we forgot that we are all unique in our own way. And as your Miss Guimaras 2025, I may not be tall as any other candidates, but I have that high aspiration to share to the youth and for the awareness of everyone that you should believe in yourself. Padayon Guimaras, sulong Guimaras noon. Thank you so much.
Back another beautiful lady, Nickland Tigres Utay. Hi dear.
Hi, good evening.
Oh,
How are you feeling?
feel excited.
That's good. Okay, your question is, which person in your life do you admire the most, and how did that person change the way you perceive about life? Again, which person in your life do you admire the most, and how did that person change your perception about life?
Good evening, everyone. The one person that I admire the most is my mother. She is strong, hardworking, and always put herself aside for us. She teaches us to be humble and kind whenever there is a challenges. And I admire her so much because she raised us with love and strength. Thank you so much.
And there you have it, candidate number 3.
Hello, candidate number 4.
Hi.
You look beautiful. You look beautiful tonight.
Thank you so
Doing a good job. Congratulations. My question is, how do you define beauty, and why do you believe it is important in today's society? I'll repeat it. How do you define beauty, and why do you believe it's important in today's society?
Thank you. In a world that often focuses on superficial standards, true beauty goes beyond physical. And it is the light that shines from within. It is the kindness in our heart and confidence in our spirit and the way we uplift those who's around us. And I believe that's the true essence of a true Miss Mangahan 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number.
Ms. Mirna, well, congratulations, and here is your question. If you could give your 8-year-old self a piece of advice about your aspirations in life, what advice would it be?
If I could give my younger version a piece of advice, it's very simple. Continue pursuing your dreams. At a young age, a lot of people don't actually know, but I had an adverse childhood experience. I am a sexual assault survivor, and I thought I would never see the next light of day. But I stand here representing not just women who has been through the same things that I did, but I represent communities who choose to empower, who chooses to use their stories of the past to change the future of those they can help. I am Sheila Canonigo Muya, and I am no longer that victim, no longer that child, but a woman who empowers communities.
What role do you think education plays in shaping a person's character? Again, what role do you think that education plays in shaping a person's character?
Thank you. I always believe that education is the key to unlock more opportunities. And this, if we focus and invest more on education, we can have an environment where our young people feel heard, valued, and respected. Because education is one of the treasures that we must have in our life. And with this, we could reach our goals and we can turn our dreams into reality. Thank you.
It's Natalie Lim.
Hi, candidate number 7. How are you?
Good evening. I'm doing great. Thank
Yes.
you. How are you?
I'm good. You're doing excellent. My question to you is, why do you think your advocacy is important and how are you going to implement it? Again, I'll repeat it. Why do you think your advocacy is important and how are you going to implement it?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As a biology student and an aspiring medical doctor, my passion lies in promoting health and wellness. And today, as I stand here, I champion Alagang Guimaras Non, a movement to reduce preventable diseases like diabetes, obesity, and human immunodeficiency virus, which strains our healthcare system. You know what? When I was a kid, there are nights that I can't sleep, and I am always thinking of the future or what I'm gonna be. And I believe that when I become the successful woman I wanted to be in the future, I wanted to be a helping hand to everyone. And through my movement, Alagang Guimaras Non, I will top the locals and of course our government officials to implement and of course for our community. And I thank you.
And that was
And that is coming from Trezeri Diaz.
Good evening, candidate number 8.
Good evening, sir.
Our question is, how do you define empowerment? And how would you empower others, especially women in your community? I repeat, how do you define empowerment? And how would you empower others, especially women in your community?
I grew up in a family where I was taught that I should always chase after my dreams. And I always tell myself that whatever the adversities I face in my life, I should always come back stronger. And I believe that this mantra that I have in myself, I am definitely an empowered woman. And as I stand here today in front of you, hoping to be your next Miss Guimaras 2024, I encourage every woman, every Guimaras known to believe in themselves. Because if you believe in themselves, if you are authentic to yourself, I believe that you can do whatever you want to do just like me. And by this, you are definitely an empowered person. Thank you and good evening.
Here she goes.
If you could be anyone else besides yourself, who would you be and why? If you could be anyone else besides yourself, who would you be and why?
If I could be a person beside myself, I would be my grandfather. Because as a granddaughter of a farmer, my grandfather is a farmer. I saw firsthand how farmers pour their hearts into their work, yet many live in poverty, stomach neglect. I want to be the hope for our farmers. So by being in my grandfather's, as a person which embodies my grandfather, I would fight for a future where no farmer is left behind. Farmers first, because without them, there is no us. Thank you.
Alright, and without us, candidate.
Okay, I must say that your gown is a showstopper. It's really beautiful. Okay, let's hear what's in between your ears. My question to you is, how do you handle criticism and negative feedback? Again, how do you handle criticism and negative feedback?
As someone who is the smallest of all the candidates here, I also feel and heard comments about me being small. But you know what? I may stand here in front of us all tall ladies, but I believed in myself and I know my capabilities. Thank you.
Here you go. Thank you so